Sometimes life takes away everything you love most, and sometimes just because you're a girl. People laugh at your dreams. This story is for all the girls who never got to hear it. This is the story of Ananya, a girl whose world changed in an instant, until one man came along and restored her shattered dreams. Ananya lived in a quiet village with lush paddy fields and paved roads. She was 16 years old, but she had dreams far bigger than her village. Every morning she walked miles to school. Her feet were caked in dust, but her heart was full of hope. She loved reading books. Her teachers were delighted with her hard work. When someone asked Ananya, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" she would say with a radiant smile on her face, "I'll be a teacher. I want every girl in our village to grow up like me and dream big." But life often doesn't support dreams. One evening, her father returned from the market. A serious look was etched on his face. He said, "Ananya, your marriage is fixed. The boy is from a good family. You will be happy." Hearing this, Ananya froze. "Marriage? But Dad, I have exams next month. I want to finish school." Her mother looked away sadly. "Son, it's settled now. A girl's real home is her in-laws." That night, tears flowed from Ananya's eyes. She pleaded, but no one listened. Her books were put aside. Her school uniform was folded for the last time and tucked away in the cupboard. And just like that, the brightest girl in her school became a daughter-in-law at the age of 16. Her new home was in a different village. Her husband, Robbie, was kind, but spoke very little. Her mother-in-law had a stern demeanor. Now her days were spent baking rotis, cooking, and cleaning the house. Her hands were always busy, but her heart felt empty. She began to miss the smell of her books, the kind words of her teachers, and her dreams. As night fell, she would secretly take out an old notebook she had hidden in a box and whisper to herself, "I don't want to forget everything I've learned." She would solve math problems on the back of old market receipts. She would memorize old lessons and revise English words. But she felt completely alone in the world. She was convinced that her dreams no longer held any value. But perhaps that wasn't the case. One evening, her father-in-law, Mr. Dev, a retired school principal, came home early. He was a deep-thinking, calm, and kind-hearted man. He noticed a faint light coming from Ananya's room. When he peeked inside, he saw Ananya writing something in the dim light of a dim lamp. "Ananya, what are you writing at this late hour, daughter?" "Oh, nothing, Babaji, just writing something." "Don't worry, child. I used to teach once upon a time. You were studying, right?" "Yes, but what's the point of that now?" "Those days are over. Who told you that dreams end after marriage? Everyone says a good daughter-in-law should only think about her home, and a good home should also think about its daughter-in-law's dreams." Ananya's eyes sparkled with surprise. No one had ever understood her that way. That night, everything changed. Mr. Dev started bringing old books for Ananya. Every evening when the house was quiet, he would sit her in the small courtyard and teach her. "You must have been very good at school, right?" "Yes, Babaji, I loved school very much. I wanted to be a teacher." "So let's start again. Slowly, as long as the desire to learn is in the heart, no dream ever dies." Then he started explaining new math problems to her. He started teaching her new English words and giving her small tasks. Sometimes Ananya would laugh, "Babaji, you are still like a true teacher." He would smile and reply, "And you are still my favorite student." Time passed. Ananya's husband, Robbie, also saw her studying, but he never stopped her. He respected his father's decision. Then one day, Mr. Dev said, "Ananya, a nearby school needs someone to teach little girls. Why don't you go there?" "But I'm not even a real teacher, Babaji." "You have knowledge and kindness. That's all it takes for a good teacher." His encouragement emboldened her, and she went to school. At first, her heart was pounding. The children would sometimes laugh at her accent, but gradually confidence returned to her voice. Within a few weeks, every little girl in the school fell in love with her. They called her Teacher Ananya. Word spread throughout the village. Mothers began sending their daughters to her. Those who once used to say, "She's a girl, what will she do after studying?" now started saying, "We want our daughter to be like Ananya." Ananya's class was now filled with laughter, questions, and hope. One evening when she returned home, she saw her father-in-law standing at the gate. He held her old school certificate. "I went to your old school. I told them everything about you. They want you to take an exam. If you pass, you'll become a real teacher." "Babaji, did you do so much for me?" "No, dear, you did all this for yourself. I just showed you the door. It was up to you to open it and move forward." Then Ananya began studying with even more dedication than before. Every night, she and her father-in-law would sit together and memorize their lessons. When exam day arrived, her hands were shaking. "Don't be afraid," Mr. Dev said. "You're already a teacher at heart. This exam is just a piece of paper that will tell the world about it." Several weeks later, an envelope arrived. Ananya had passed, topping the exam. Now she was a truly certified teacher. Tears of joy welled up in her eyes. She ran to her father-in-law and hugged him tightly. "Babaji, I'm telling the truth. I did it." "No, dear, we did it. But the courage was within you from the beginning." Years passed and Ananya's small class grew into a large school. Now hundreds of girls studied there. Her husband became her biggest support. Her in-laws' faces were filled with pride for her. One day she saw a little girl crying outside her class. Ananya sat beside her and asked, "What's wrong? Why are you crying?" The girl sobbed. "My father says girls don't need to study too much." Ananya pulled her close and said softly, "My father said the same thing once. But see, if a dream is true, it can be fulfilled even quietly as you grow up. Promise me you'll always keep learning." The little girl wiped her tears, smiled, and nodded. That evening, Ananya and Mr. Dev stood in the courtyard watching the sunset. "Babaji," Ananya said, "sometimes I wonder what would have happened if you hadn't come to my room that night." Mr. Dev replied in a soft voice, "Life would have found another path, son, because a true dream, a true desire, a tiny spark of hope never completely goes out. Someone always fanned it and rekindled it." They both stood silently. The orange-yellow evening sky smiled at their unique victory. So friends, this is what Ananya's story teaches us. Even if the whole world says no, keep your heart ready for that one yes. Because sometimes a ray of hope comes from where you least expect it. It comes in the form of someone who recognizes your brilliance,